Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 66
Mardi
of the
Gras.
TV podcast.
Mardi Gras.
No, not Mardi Gras. That's long since gone.
Starkey Gras.
I'm Messina.
Tony Gras.
Spidey Gras.
I'm Peter Parker.
I'm LJ.
I'm Tenebrae Invictus.
And I'm Iron Man.
Iron Man Ian 777.
Yes.
Today, in our exciting episode of the TTP podcast, we have a week's worth of interesting topics to discuss, covering every spectrum of the internet. And I think this is going
By
to
that
really
means absolutely nothing.
Yeah, nothing's happened.
With Iron Man.
I'm literally trying to rack my brains and think of what has happened, if anything, this week, and just nothing is coming up.
Only the greatest movie that ever came out.
Iron Man 3 sucked.
You suck.
I just want to get this out of the way first and say this episode will not have any Iron Man 3 spoilers, but rather on Sunday we'll be releasing a coverage of the movie, where we'll talk about all our opinions on the plot and whatnot.
Mandarin
And-
kills Pepper Potts.
Yes, totally. That is what happens. Now, you can catch that on Sunday, but for now, if you were interested in seeing the movie,
The Iron Patriot is actually Captain America in disguise.
if you're interested in seeing the
It's pretty
movie,
bad disguise.
yeah. If you're interested in seeing the movie and want to hear our perspectives, that's what this episode will be for the most
Spider-Man is Iron Man's butler.
part.
Dude, are you kidding me? Spider-Man will never be anyone's butler.
I don't know. If the price is right.
Oh, please.
Now you,
Please.
audience,
Well, he needs a job to pay for his apartment.
you can bear witness to the ultimate
You
conflict.
cannot mention financial issues. That's nothing you can control, okay?
Today,
Yeah, because he's such a punk.
today you
You're
can
like-
all bear witness to the amazing conflict between Ian and Var that represents two sides of the Marvel spectrum, and that would be Spider-Man versus Iron Man. A very odd comparison to make, because all things.
I relish in the thought. Relish. Because we all know Iron Man is the best. Let's face it. It's only natural.
He doesn't even have a superpower.
Now,
He doesn't need a superpower. He's got all the money in the world.
everyone here but LJ.
And what does he do with that money? He builds a bunch of useless suits that blow up.
He's got
Whoa,
enough suits to
spoilers.
rule the
No, I'm just kidding.
world.
Everyone here has seen the movie except for LJ, who will hopefully be seeing
Hi.
it very shortly. And also, we have two people that are actually off seeing the movie, Kahi and Venom. Kahi saw it earlier today, but is going a second time because he can. Vin's seeing it for the first time. We'll be seeing it a second time tomorrow before we record the coverage. But until then, you'll have to make do with us. So LJ will probably not be able to offer too much of an input at this point, but hopefully he will by tomorrow.
No, Vin. No.
So we will start off with the obvious thing. In very vague, but also descriptive, if that makes any sense, terms.
It sucked.
What did you think
You
of the
suck.
movie, and would you recommend?
You shut up! I am entitled to my opinion, and that movie blew!
Hey, at least it didn't suck as much as The Amazing Spider-Man.
Oh, snap.
What did you think of the movie, and would you recommend it to others? Let's go in a group here. First of all, Var. What
We don't need to hear his opinion.
Kick in the nuts.
what
kick
first
your
of
nuts.
all, what did you think of it, and second of all, would you recommend it?
Are we seriously gonna listen
Yes.
to him?
Yes, we are.
No.
Var,
No.
speak.
He's so dumbfounded by the greatness. You got kicked. That's what
Well-
he gets for talking smack.
Okay then, Mange, what did you think of the movie, and would you recommend it? Okay then, Ian, what did you think of the movie, and would you recommend it?
Boy, does the audience really need to hear my opinion?
Yeah.
I think this movie blows. No, I'm just kidding. The movie's phenomenal. I would love to see it again. In fact, I will see it again. Because it deserves nothing but my money.
To the other.
It's better than both of the others combined. Oh, hey, Vic. How's it going? And it's slightly less than the Avengers. Yes, I know.
And that is where we could diverge because I liked it more than the Avengers. To be quite honest.
So, I'll respect your opinion because it's just and seems logical in the sense.
The Avengers was just fan service. It had no soul.
Okay, you're going way beyond the bounds. I will not tolerate this.
It was very
You know
shallow.
what? I think I found our compromise. First of all, myself, I needs to be added to call.
God.
No, he
Which
doesn't.
Ian's job since he's host. Ian,
Fine.
I need VAR to be here for this.
Oh, this should be good.
This is our compromise. This is where we unite as Marvel fans.
Okay. So that'd be good to hear.
Okay, VAR, I have our compromise.
Really?
The compromise between Iron Man and Spider-Man.
Hey, he even helped his boy out. He helped him. He gave him the money, the resources, and a new suit. A new suit.
There is
Yeah, for revealing his identity to the world. Oh, great
There
trade-off.
That is our compromise.
Still made him more kick-ass.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did.
No, he didn't.
I would like
Spider-Man was a
this
punk.
Perfectly 5 and 4.
This
Oh,
picture.
I would like for us all to look at the picture I've posted. This is our
This
compromise.
truly is
We
the
should all.
it's the iron.
That's it. That's the suit. That's the suit, baby. Look at that. That's even more badass.
That suit is stupid.
You're stupid. What are
You're
you?
stupid.
You're stupid. You don't know any better.
So much
I
for
want-
the amazing.
I
So
want
much
the
for the
pieces.
amazing compromise.
Yeah, it didn't work out too well.
Hey, this is a culmination of science and nature at its finest. Look at that.
Where we last
Well-
left off before VAR got was, what do you think of the movie, and would you recommend it? Ian said his piece. He liked it better than the first two combined, and would recommend it, but he did not like it as much as the Avengers. What do you think? Both as a movie, and I'm talking to you, VAR. What do you think, both as a movie and in comparison to the others?
Well, I thought Avengers was total trash, so better than Avengers. Probably because Iron Man was in it.
I'm gonna kick your ass so bad.
As a movie, Iron Man 3 was really good. I thought the pacing was kind of off a little bit. Way too much humor. Like, it was so distracting. It drew me out of the story. Anytime I started getting any interest in it, they'd pull off some stupid joke, and I'm just like, okay, I'm done. And oh my god, one joke in particular. Oh my god, does it anger me. Anyway, it's so hard to actually come up with an honest opinion on it, because as a movie, I thought it was really good, but there were parts that just ruined it for me. And I think it has something to do with the fact that I did think it was so good, it kind of ruined the potential it had going for it. But you can form your own opinion.
I remember you weren't excited for it at all.
I was not excited for it at all, but I don't know.
I'm trying to retract
I
my
had
anger.
for it. And then it was good, and then it wasn't good, and then and then the things, and then
Anyone that has watched it knows what we're referring to, if they're smart, but LJ here does not. So, all right, how would you rate it in comparison to the others?
Well, it blew Iron Man 2 out of the water. That movie was pretty bad, IMO. Iron Man 1, I still think is the champion here. I don't know. Iron Man 1 was able to tell a complete story without having to deviate too far from the source material, and I thought it was really... the tone was better. It didn't... I'm not a fan of the kid-friendly, joking that the Marvel movies have been going for recently since Avengers since like Captain America actually. Iron Man 1 didn't really have that. It had like the witty banter, but not like the hey, look at me, I'm stupid jokes just to make kids laugh. So Iron Man 1 definitely had the better tone. And it's like Iron Man 3 had like a serious tone and then it just suddenly switched to humorous. So, yeah.
Okay. What? Okay, so as far as Marvel movies go, not even just talking about Iron Man, but as them as a whole, what is your favorite at this point? And how does Iron Man 3 rate in comparison?
Well, this is going to be confusing, but I honestly think Iron Man 3 is my favorite Marvel movie.
That is very confusing.
It is very confusing.
I'm shocked.
Now this is keeping like my rating strictly to Marvel movies as a whole, and like how they're all kind of like the main themes and kind of like tones that they end up going for. I think that Iron Man 3 was able to accomplish the best while also telling a cohesive story for the most part. So as a Marvel movie, I think Iron Man 3 is the best. As Iron Man movies, I think Iron Man 1 is the best. Now, this is only Marvel Studios movies. I think most of the Spider-Man movies are still far superior.
All right. Mange. Are you still alive?
Yes.
What did you think of the movie, and would you recommend it?
I thought it was a pretty good movie, but when it comes to plots for movies, it's always like, what's even going on for me? Like, I always feel like I'm gonna forget what happened, or I have no idea what's going on. But eventually, I picked up on it, and while it was good, they just went for so many laughs. Like the Avengers had a lot of laughs, and this one tried to go even farther. Like the whole theater was like or at least one person behind me was like laughing at so many different scenes. Couldn't stand it. But what was really interesting and supposedly really funny is when Iron Man gets hit by a truck, and I just hope that truck is Optimus Prime and he's going to show up in Avengers.
That was the only actual scene I can remember laughing at in the whole movie. Like, there are a few where I like chuckled at, I guess, but I actually did laugh at that one.
Yeah, like it just hit you so out of left field.
Yeah, I was not expecting that at all. That caught me off guard. When you think about it, that scene actually happened like right after a really like heroic and epic part of the movie, and it really diminished that into a comedy routine. That's how I feel about the whole movie as like a whole kind of. It's like
like what happened after that was another thing that just kind of like caught you off guard.
Yeah, it's like it flip-flops in tone way too much for me. It's like it gets my attention. It's all epic and action-packed, and then stupid joke time.
But the jokes are funny.
I just feel
like it's funny. They just ruin the whole tone.
That is the tone.
I feel like it's trying to follow like a model, like after the Avengers.
Yeah,
like it's trying to copy it,
serious,
sort of.
just to not be serious, just to be serious. Again, it's too flip-floppy. A stable tone that does not make.
It's funny because from the trailers, it looked to be the most serious of all the Iron Man movies, and it ended up being the least, really. Not story-wise, because the story I actually felt it was very serious, and the threat was very large, more so than any of the other Iron Man movies, to be quite honest. Felt like the stakes were really being raised, but the dialogue was just... I laughed, I enjoyed it, but it was a very jarring contrast.
See, it goes on the same lines of Iron Man 2. The reason I did not like Iron Man 2 that much was because it tried to play too much with the comedy. The difference between Iron Man 2 and Iron Man 3 is that the Iron Man 3's comedy actually is funny, unlike Iron Man 2's, which is just stupid and annoying.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they still mess it up by trying to go for the laughs too much.
And
I know Iron Man's a witty character who's humorous, but it's too much is too much.
Ian, what did you think of the humor?
I liked it. I thought it was fine. It served its purpose.
And what purpose would that be?
To humor people.
Duh.
Wow.
No, I thought I was there to make fun of your mom. But
No, I was there to ruin the whole movie.
someone just has to be a sourpuss.
Not my fault. The movie sucked.
It's not my fault you have terrible taste.
Okay, let's see.
You have terrible taste.
So in the end, I
idiot.
recommend this movie.
Time.
I recommend watching this.
Oh.
I'd recommend it to anyone who's not a comic book fan.
Oh.
That doesn't mean
Wow.
comic book fans aren't going to enjoy it.
Yeah, there's like a Kai.
But I have a very large idea that a good portion of comic book fans are going to hate it.
Yeah, definitely. One of my
Well.
friends was getting mad at like all the different aspects of
Ah,
the
yeah.
villains that showed up in it.
That-
And that brings
Villains
us to the final and the most controversial point, really. This is a very loaded question, and since LJ has not seen it, this is going to be very interesting answers. What did you think of the film's villains?
I will say this.
Boy, that's main. Well,
A big criticism about Iron Man and Iron Man movies as a whole is that there's never been a very good payoff as far as villains go, and he's never had his Joker or his Darth Vader, his arch nemesis. I'm gonna tell you right now, you're gonna be disappointed if you're expecting it.
Well, I wasn't.
I was thrown way off.
I wasn't disappointed.
I knew who would probably be one of the main bad guys from like the very beginning. But then, when I was talking about being confused, it's just like it seems like there's so many evil forces at play, and then it ends up.
Yeah,
really
okay, yeah, there's
always quite a
something
lot.
else.
There's a lot more than just the Mandarin in this movie. So
Yeah,
like
you see-
he's not the only villain here, and you have
I
to
knew
keep
the
that
one
in mind.
guy. I knew the one guy would be a villain because
yeah, of course.
you know.
Right? He's so stereotypical bad guy. God, I hate him. Anyway,
Wow.
and then but yeah, I love the storyline a lot. But yeah, villains just.
Loaded question.
I'm very-
We'll talk more
I,
tomorrow.
very-
kind of hold on. I kind of like the contemporary look that it took. I mean, like the way they were causing all these problems, where it was supposed to be very based, like what's going on now in the world.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
was kind of interesting.
I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah.
Iron Man. It's funny that Iron Man is the most grounded of all the Marvel movies. Captain
Yeah.
America's a stretch. Debatable. It's Captain America or Iron Man, but his feels the most. I'm not gonna say
Well,
realistic.
Captain America hasn't had a movie that was actually in present day yet, so
Yeah. If it wasn't,
that would be why it's still very grounded.
if it wasn't for the whole superhero serum thing, Captain America would have it for sure. But Iron Man movies have always felt the most. I'm not gonna say realistic because really it's not realistic, but do you get what I
so
mean?
the superhuman serum was in this movie too.
Well, yeah. Yeah. That's mainly referring to Iron Man as a whole. Has always been the most. I still can't find
suppose.
that proper word. That I'm thinking.
Well, everything was technology based. Like everything has a reason for existing in Iron Man.
Yeah.
It's like Avengers kind of ruined that flow because it introduced aliens and.
Tesseract.
But everything with Iron, like yeah, and then like magic with Thor. So like all the others have like magic or like aliens or just fantasy like elements. Whereas Iron Man, everything is built around science.
Yeah.
So it has like a
Science and technology.
science technological like built foundation to it. So I think that's why it feels more grounded.
Yeah.
It has a nice bit of modernization to it. It's not as
Yeah, that's something
mythical.
the other Marvel movies are missing. They're not really modern.
Yeah.
Because, Captain...
Right.
I'm assuming the second Captain America will probably be more modern, but
Oh yeah.
first
Yeah.
Captain America was set in the past, and Thor was mostly set in... Well, I wouldn't say mostly set in another world, but it kind of was, and...
But it still had that mythical feel to it.
Yeah, and as soon as he
Always.
went to our world, he wasn't even in, like, a really modern location. He was in a pretty, like,
urban development.
Yeah, like
Some
urban
say.
town, not really anything like super modern.
I'm,
But yeah,
God, I
I'm
love
so
Asgard.
hyped for Thor 2.
Oh,
I'm so
man,
hyped for Man of Steel. Dude, Man of Steel is gonna blow everything out of the water.
Man of Steel is not
Man
looking
of
too
Steel.
good from what I've seen, to be honest.
What?
Like,
What? It looks amazing.
yeah, dude, it looks freaking awesome.
This
I
is-
never
Have you
thought
guys-
I'd see the
Only-
day Var and
only I
Ian getting
heard-
along.
I heard the origin story is going to be slightly different.
I have heard that.
that
I
threw
think
me
it'll be
off.
interesting. I think it'll be interesting.
Well, see,
But
this
Messa,
is
have
a
you
bit of
seen
a
the
gray area. Yes, I've seen the trailers. I think really where it comes with me is the large disconnect.
like the
because-
most recent trailer?
Yes. I'm not saying it looks bad, but I'm saying I do not
The
think it's
third
going to
one?
blow everything out of the water because I don't like the phrase I have no interest in things because the only reason I have no interest is because I've never been exposed, so I'll use that phrase. I've never been exposed to anything regarding the Superman mythos.
Really?
Not even in the least. That is hands down.
I would
the
say
thing I know the
Superman has been the superhero I've been most exposed to throughout my life. Just like not necessarily in like the lore or like the backstory or really anything, but just Superman in general. Like he's like the most iconic Superman to me. Or iconic superhero to me. When I think superhero, I think Superman.
Yeah. I mean,
So,
obviously.
It also helps with the fact that I grew up with Cartoon Network and they always played like the animated series.
Oh yeah.
for me, it was Batman because my brother and I always had a fun.
Well, yeah. They had like back to back. Like they'd have like Batman animated series and then Superman animated series in like one.
I know, but Batman animated series came way before.
Yeah,
You know.
I did.
Yeah,
did.
and we just got into it until I found Tony Stark. And my world took a giant turn.
But yeah, and like Superman hasn't really had a very good movie since like the very first Superman movie came out like a long time ago.
I liked Superman Returns.
See, I like
I think
Superman
it's that
Returns
bad.
too, but I will admit that that's not a really.
It was okay. It wasn't.
It wasn't
It's
like
not really a good point to like continue it, but it was a good movie, I think.
yeah, it was a good movie, but I wouldn't say that's the Superman movie. We haven't really gotten a like the Superman movie since Christopher Reeve's Superman. So I'm hoping Man of Steel will be able to continue that.
I bet
It
I'm gonna
looks-
enjoy it. It's also the thing out of all
Very
these
excited
movies
for
I've ever watched, and any kind of superhero thing, it's the one I know the least about. So this is gonna be interesting, but I am
Yeah.
gonna see it.
For a shocking note.
So wait,
I
Messa,
think
do you?
the Superman movie is going to be the best thing this year. Yes, even more than Iron Man.
Yeah, no, I will agree with you there. I think Superman is going to be the best comic book movie this year.
It's got Zod, baby.
Yep. Excited. Oh wait, so Messa, do you like know anything about Superman?
Not in the least. I know the.
No.
This is what I know about Superman: Lex Luthor, Kryptonite, and Superman
Cape.
the character, Kate.
You know what?
Yes,
I'm going to
and
send you a
Lois
video.
Lane.
Really?
Okay.
You don't even know his backstory? Like
I know
Krypton?
I know the vague. I know it's vague things, but nothing definitive.
Hang on,
really?
I'm going
did you just not have a childhood or something? Like what did you do that you're just sit around at home?
Bionicle. That was my childhood.
I know a little bit more than
You're
that,
fine,
so
but
You
I
were the
know.
only person I've ever met that doesn't know like at least origin of Superman. Like
Well-
even like non-comic book fans I know the origin of Superman.
Well,
I know only a few things about Superman. I know that he came from Krypton and giant crystals and landed on Earth, grew up on a farm,
yes, giant crystals.
and giant crystals.
Well,
and
it is true, but not. Well, I don't think in comic book that was just a liberty that the movie took.
and I know he can jump over buildings in a single bound. I know that he can.
He even knows the quote. LJ even knows the quote.
I know that he has like ice vision and heat vision.
No,
I
heat
see.
vision.
Dun,
ice
dun, dun,
breath.
dun,
Okay, it's
dun,
clean.
dun,
Okay, ice.
dun, dun.
I was close.
Ice.
And then the
Ice-
other thing I know Lois, the name Lois Lane. I know that. I know that no one
Okay.
can figure out who he is because no one outside of him being Superman has taken his glasses off.
Or, you know, the curl in his hair.
Yeah, that's
that secret curl in the hair.
And I know that he has two weaknesses that I'm aware of: kryptonite and magic.
Wow, he's actually kind of on the ball.
Son.
Yeah. See, LJ actually knows quite a lot about him.
Woe is me.
But that's it. That's like all I know. I was like the two main superheroes.
See, that's all you need to know about Superman, really, though.
Well, that
Yeah,
that link I sent you will give just about as much explanation as you need to know.
Check it out.
It
Did they ever
doesn't.
make a Superman theme, like the cartoon one, not the movie one? I just nostalgia out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't really exposed to Superman a lot. The two main superheroes I was, involved in was Spider-Man. No. Spider-Man. Spider-Man and Batman.
Label the movie.
And then I guess, and that was about it. You can't even count Power Rangers. That's it.
No.
Wow.
I was exposed to Power Rangers a lot as a little kid.
Fun fact: I was exposed to none.
Before Bionicle.
TV?
What a loser.
This is what I was exposed.
Did you not have a
Bionicle.
TV?
I had a TV. Yeah. What, Mange?
Okay. Like, before Bionicle, I pretty much had, like, the Superman animated series movie, like Batman's Mask of the Phantasm, and, like,
Ah, yeah.
Justice
Oh,
League.
Awesome.
That stuff.
Fantastic.
I
I
just
know
feel
about
like
that.
that's
Oh
how
my-
I got informed about.
I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm nostalgia out now.
Yeah. I was watching the Batman Superman movie, the one that was the crossover show.
Oh yeah. It was
Well, Messa, you're also a lot younger than us. That's probably why.
Yep.
Yeah. Meso got left behind on the bandwagon.
I don't know. I'm only 1 year. Not even 1 year. I'm only a
What a
month
putz.
younger than LJ, and he knows quite a lot.
Uh-huh.
In those 11 months, I have acquired more information than you. I am supreme extreme-ist.
Well, but LJ didn't really grow up with the cartoons like we did, though. Or
No,
the movies.
there's only one superhero cartoon that I watched, and that was the original, one of the original Spider-Man cartoons.
I watched
The
the
animated.
Justice League series on Cartoon Network and Teen Titans, and also
Well, I guess that counts, yeah.
I was
That's
still
pretty
slightly
old.
behind the bandwagon on the older series.
Yeah,
Yeah.
still behind the bandwagon, but Justice League was pretty awesome.
it's on my
I saw it.
list of things to
Well,
watch. All the older app.
I'm starting to realize I like DC heroes a lot more than I thought.
DC
Oh, yeah.
are not superior to Marvel. Marvel.
See, I used to think that, but the more I think about it, the more I'm starting to like DC a lot more. Oh well.
I don't really have any drive to get into DC heroes.
See.
The only thing that I relatively know about DC is that they publish the Bionicle comics, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's all I care about. And then, I'm not a big fan of DC characters.
Well, yeah. DC heroes are a lot more like godlike and otherworldly, whereas all the Marvel heroes are more grounded to reality.
Yeah,
They're more like the everyday man that got lucky.
I'll put it this
Or
way.
the nerds.
Marvel is more simplistic in their powers, whereas DC is more complex in their characters.
Yeah.
And not to mention their stories and all their backstories are much more gritty in design and flow than Marvel. And not to mention the vast
Marvel's more for
majority.
Unless you're reading Wolverine comics, those can get quite violent.
I saw a I saw
Wolverine.
the first trailer that I've cared to watch for the Wolverine movie in the theaters today, and man, that movie.
It was awesome.
I guess that's a word. I don't really understand because I never saw the first.
Dude, okay. There are two different trailers I saw for Wolverine. The actual trailer for it, I saw that and I was like, oh my god, this looks terrible. It's like it's gonna be another X-Men Origins Wolverine
I think
all over
I
again.
saw that one too. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, the one with like the weird the train battle and all the weird effects
Yeah.
and stuff.
That's
I did not
that's
like
the one I
special
saw.
effects at all.
Yeah, it was really bad.
That's what I
But
saw.
I did see a CinemaCon trailer that wasn't actually released to the media like the other one was. I saw that, and it looks much better in that one.
That's good.
Sometimes I wonder how Hugh Jackman gets pulled into all of these Wolverine movies still after they all like get.
I feel bad for him because he's actually a really good Wolverine, in my opinion. It's just he keeps getting stuck with the worst directors.
He really fits it, but he's just like dragged in all these cruddy Wolverine movies.
I would say he's the best, but he's pretty much the only one.
Well, yeah, like Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah. Okay,
Nah,
well.
Or Andrew Garfield.
I recommend the movie again.
Don't say that. Everyone's gonna argue. Well, actually, no. Andrew Garfield was a pretty definitive Spider-Man.
Andrew Garfield was
in my opinion.
awful. I like the original from the Raimi movies.
Tobey Maguire.
that whiny.
Are you actually serious about that?
No, fun fact.
No,
I've never seen the Raimi movies. I saw one.
Oh, okay. We need to watch the Raimi movies right after this.
OMG! TTV coverage!
It's funny. I loved Spider-Man 1 as a kid. Now, I watched it before I went to go see The Amazing Spider-Man. My God, was that movie boring as hell.
Yeah.
Boxing.
I tried to get through Spider-Man 1, and I had to stop midway. It was just boring.
Oh.
I don't know what it did not age well.
Well, you guys need to make it more entertaining for me.
Oh, we
Alright.
will. We will.
Well, that pretty much wraps up our thoughts on Iron Man as well as this episode, to be quite honest. I will never underestimate our ability to talk about things that really should not have that much discussion with them. This is Iron Man 3.
Spider-Man and Iron Man.
This is Iron Man 3, and we didn't talk about spoilers, and we've run for like 40 minutes at this point. That's impressive.
I told you, no matter what, you always tell me it's not going to take that long, and it always does! It always does!
Yeah.
Hey, Var.
Yeah.
Hey, Var. Ian.
What?
Yeah.
I think that Captain America is better than both Iron Man and Spider-Man.
Well,
See,
you're
that's-
wrong.
Okay, now you're just crazy.
Yeah, that's so crazy that I don't even want to respond to it.
There are many people
Okay.
that believe that.
All right. Well, my meaningless attempt to drive another argument between the two has failed. Let's end the episode.
This is World War II, I would agree with you.
We're
But it's
united in LJH.
This is World War IV.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because World War III already
Oh,
passed.
hold on, as one man once said, let World War III come in.
Let's do it.
Wow.
Sound the alarm.
Wow. All right. Well, thank you for
far like
listening
that.
to TTV. Okay. Well, we'll go ahead and say our goodbyes. Thank you for listening to TTV episode. Wasn't it 66? Wasn't it?
60 Mardi Gras.
I'll find out.
Thank you.
Poo-tang.
Oh,
We-
gosh.
Yep, 66 it is
Okay.
now.
Okay. Thank you for listening. Wow, we're already at episode 66. Time flies. Okay. Thank you for listening to TTV episode 66. Please be sure to write. Yeah, write. Yeah, write to us if you want.
Write to us, please.
Yeah,
Right to our TTV address.
We want that fan mail.
Rate, like, comment, subscribe, share, favorite, tweet, retweet, Yahoo group it, trend it, Facebook it, Instagram
You do any of these things.
Reddit.
Yeah, Reddit. You're funny, man. You're a real comedy man.
You're terrible.
Be sure to advertise. Be sure to promote. Please post on other forums. Feedback. Comment.
Make sure to buy our merch once we
Participate.
get some.
Buy merch. I'm totally stalling until Var gets back in the call so we can say our goodbyes. If you want to subscribe, you can follow our content on the TTV channel, including Biocraft and TTV and Autopsy, and on eBay today and recap reviews, and the upcoming Maze of Shadows LP with LJ and Alina. There's that to look
That
forward
list
to.
is gonna start.
And Yeah.
I are back.
Okay, I've been stalling, telling him to do a bunch of stuff. Thank you for listening. I'm Mr.
I'm Vodran.
I'm LJ.
I'm Tenebrae Invictus.
I am Kate Upton.
What?
Warner.
Every week you do this.
And I will. I'm Ian Warner.
Yeah.
If he's Kate Upton, can I be Emma Watson?
Quick, end the episode!
See ya.